What's going on, guys? Matthew back again, this time for a really weird video and maybe a very monumental one. It could be the biggest discovery maybe ever. Okay, so this is the X account 8-bit tendies, and this woman gives an update on the recent Giza pyramid where they found something incredible underneath it. Very large structures that they believe were used to conduct energy of some sort. I'm going to let them explain it better than I can. So let's go ahead and get into that.
You are literally not going to believe what they've just found underneath the Khafre, the middle pyramid in Giza. I can't believe it myself, but I'm going to show you. There was a press release yesterday in Italy from Filippo Biondi and Corrado Malanga. They have written a paper which has got all the results of their synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography, which is a SAR radar scan. So basically using sound waves, I believe, they have scanned deep inside the middle pyramid and all underneath the structure. And then from the results, they are able to create like 3D models of what they think the sound waves are showing. And I can't talk, I'm so excited. So underneath the pyramid, they have found 8
I think it froze. Hold on.
huge so underneath I can't talk, I'm so excited. So underneath the pyramid, they have found 8
Twitter
huge
video.
Cylindrical structures that are aligned perfectly in twos, and there's 4 pairs of them, and they go deep into the earth. So this is the 3D recreation of what the SAR scan shows. So you can see these 8 cylindrical pillars that go deep down, and then each pillar is surrounded by like a circular path or walkway or tube. Okay, this is not all. This is the beginning of it. Not only that, at the very base of the pyramid, like ground zero of the pyramid in the center, they have found 5 of these kind of stacked chambers, which are identical, look like they're kind of identical in size and form as the king's chamber of the Khufu pyramid, the one next door. So these are made with huge blocks of granite, red granite that was brought hundreds of miles away to the Giza plateau and stacked very specifically in this sort of horizontal sandwich with a convex, oh my gosh, what's the roof? The roof's on the wonk, there we are. A vaulted ceiling, I'm way too excited. So 5 of them, 5 of these chambers just chilling in the middle of the pyramid, and then 8 cylindrical, massive underground structures that go deep down.
That's incredible.
And what is under that? I'll show you. So 4 of these cylindrical structures dropping deep down into the earth, they go into 2 square sort of chambers.
And I can't remember if she said it already. These cylinders that she's talking about, these things right here, and these things, I'm going to show you another video from Alex Jones in a minute. He said these things are 2 kilometers, which I looked it up, and I think that's 1.2 miles long. It's longer than the tallest building on the planet, and the tallest building on the planet is like 0.8 kilometers.
2 square empty spaces, which are 80 meters by 80 meters wall to wall. Each of these square chamber walls is 80 meters identically all the way around. Perfect square chambers with 4 cylindrical shafts going into them, or pillars, whatever they are, cylindrical structures with winding, coiled, maybe a walkway. We're not exactly sure. This is just what is showing up from the scans. Oh, and I'm sorry, did I tell you how deep these cylindrical tubes go under the pyramid? 648 meters. 648 meters under the main pyramid. And then you hit the 80-meter 2 chambers.
And then you see these things right here. I think Alex Jones says in the video I'm going to share in a second, it looks like Chinese architecture. So I don't even know what to think about that.
And then this is a map of the whole of the Giza plateau. So in the center, wait, I'm going to move. This here is the chambers that are in the center pyramid. The cylindrical chambers going down to whatever's going on 648 meters down here. There is evidence that there are more structures that go on for 2 kilometers underneath the Giza plateau, all interconnecting underneath all 3 pyramids. And apparently there's going to be more press releases. This is just the beginning. The team are going to do some more press. This is so very exciting. One thing I will say is that the idea that the pyramid was just a tomb for a dead pharaoh, why would you need 648 meters of perfectly aligned north to south pillars that go into an antechamber that then connect to an underground network of stuff? It's a bit excessive, isn't it? Just for a tomb. I'm going to be following this very closely, and if I find out anything more, I will bring you the information. I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy hunting.
And there's a lot more inside these pyramids, particularly under them. And so now, I'm about to get to several great reports breaking this down better than I am. One with our former colleague who we love, Greg Reese, who's always was talking about this. And it's just amazing. I mean, we're talking about huge structures that go kilometers under the earth and that have these huge coils around them. And then these other structures built above that basically look like Chinese architecture. And then you start looking at the schematics of what they found. It looks like a power plant grid. So it would be hard for us to build this today. And it's
That's crazy.
Not just ceremonial. And if you go back to ancient writings and ancient lore, and that is really what legends are, is just over time records get lost and the Library of Alexandria got burned and others. But the word was, and it's been passed on to us, that this was a giant, some type of energy system or communication system or weapon. And it was in the lore that Atlantis was out in the Atlantic and it had some free energy system with automatons, big robot type people that humans would use. And there was flying ships.
Now, here's the thing. It's all related. You talk about UFOs. You got people saying that UFOs are coming up out of the water. You have the lost city of Atlantis. You have these pyramids that we know nothing about, and now we know that there's like a extremely large generator underneath it. And it reminds me of like that generator that was in on Mars in the movie Total Recall. I'll put an image up for you. It's crazy, and you got to think that these things flying around now. Obviously, I'm Christian. I believe in God. Angels, fallen angels. I think that's all related. You have the fallen angels that come down, and they're gonna because they have such a great head start on us humans. Their technology is gonna be much greater than ours, but they are far fewer than us. They're way more humans than there are fallen angels, in my opinion. And so when we see these things flying around, they could be fallen angels or just angels who didn't fall. Either or. And so you could, I mean, I just think that's all related. And so when he talks about these flying machines in the past, I don't think it's very far-fetched, considering that, you know, for decades, really centuries, people have seen things flying around in the sky, and you have to think it's related somehow.
And whether that existed or not, we're the new Atlantis now. We have all that stuff. So we know that we don't know much going back past 6,000 years. And whatever we're told about the history of humans is always changing. That's the thing about science and history. And basically nothing we were told 100 years ago is accurate. I mean, until the big comet hit one of the gas giants, Shoemaker-Levy.
And I'm trying to keep this video as short as I can. I wish I could play this whole thing. But don't forget, in America, you have old New York Times articles from the 30s, 1930s, talking about giant skeletons being found. And they were moved to, I can't remember the name of the famous museum in New York. And I don't know if they're there anymore, but you can find those old articles of the New York Times talking about giant human skeletons that were found in these mounds in America. Okay, we're jumping ahead to this part.
Because just the giant pillars are 2 kilometers.
Just the
Then there's
pillars.
giant blocks under them that are gigantic. I mean, this is.
And I looked it up. Yeah, 2 kilometers, that's 1.2 miles. That's how long the pillars are. And there's giant structures underneath those pillars holding up the pillars. And again, the tallest building on Earth, I think he says it later in this video, is 0.8 kilometers. So these things, all these, I think they said there's 8 in total, 8 pillars. Each of them is larger than the tallest building that we have on Earth. That's incredible. This is a huge discovery.
There's giant blocks under them that are gigantic. I mean, this is amazing. All right, I'm going to stop ranting. Just fabulously interesting. And we've reached out to Jay Anderson and, of course, the great Gregory's to try to get them on the show, the Thursday show tomorrow. Thank you so much. Here are excerpts of both of their reports. Be sure to check out their X accounts for the full reports and more.
I am struggling.
Yeah, so we're going to jump ahead to where he explains everything. We're going to go to 11 minutes in.
This was used to explore the internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And this method leverages the analysis of micro movements typically generated by background seismic activity to achieve a high resolution, full 3D tomographic imagery of the pyramid's interior and subsurface components. The recent findings from deploying this technology are nothing short of mind-blowing, because what's been discovered is that there are huge structures coming down from the base of the pyramid.
All right. These are the Chinese architecture that Alex Jones was talking about. These are inside the pyramid. So water, I guess, goes from down here and goes down here, and I'm not a science whiz, so I have no idea. The fact that the Egyptians or whoever, the fallen angels, helped them do this. And don't forget, when you look at these paintings that the Egyptians did, why are the gods, lowercase g, why are they blue? Their skin is blue. And also, don't forget, in the Bible, when people see an angel, I know at least one time it mentions how the angel's skin was like lightning. And lightning's blue. It's all coming together.
Deep into the bedrock, in fact, over 600 meters deep, which then connects to structures that extend up to 2 kilometers below the surface of the ground. 2 kilometers. Massive internal structures connected to the base of the pyramid and extending.
Yeah, so these things right here are over a mile long. Over a mile long, and then you have these underneath it. How could the Egyptians do that?
Deep, deep down. This is what we know so far. Utilizing high-resolution radar images from Capella Space and Umbra, which are 2 private companies that specialize in satellite-based synthetic aperture radar imaging. This has allowed researchers to create a 3D model of the internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Now, this model has revealed a previously unknown chamber with 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof, which in of itself is an architectural design unlike any previously documented in the Giza Pyramid. But the most shocking discovery lies beneath the surface. Below ground level, radar tomography has identified vertical cylindrical structures extending for hundreds of meters beneath the pyramid. There are 8 of these cylindrical wells arranged in 2 parallel rows, descending to an astonishing depth of 648 meters. Even more intriguing, at the base of these structures are 2 massive cubic formations measuring approximately 80 meters in diameter. The tomographic data suggests that these are vertical wells with intricate spiral pathways. Now, this design not only implies a functional purpose, but also a level of sophisticated engineering that completely blows the dynastic Egyptian model out of the water. I mean, the pyramid itself was already a massive red flag in the ancient Egyptian historical narrative. But now, with this discovery, I think it's become impossible to say that the Egyptian civilizations that we understand, that we've been taught about, were responsible for building these structures.
Yeah, there's no way.
Egyptology tells us that the Giza pyramids were tombs for pharaohs Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, and that they were built around 2500 BC using ramps, sledges, and levers. But the redundant mathematics in their construction, which include pi, the golden ratio, and the speed of light, along with the testimony of today's expert architects, suggests that the official story does not hold up. The massive underground structure revealed by the recent SAR data shows what appears to be a mechanical or functional system, and this has been hypothesized in the past. Nikola Tesla believed that the pyramids could harness Earth's natural frequencies. This arguably inspired his experiments in wireless energy transmission and scalar waves. In the Giza power plant, Christopher Dunn argued that the Great Pyramid was a power-generating machine using resonant and acoustic forces to convert mechanical stress into electricity. In the Giza Death Star, Joseph Farrell proposed that the Great Pyramid of Giza was a weapon of mass destruction using a type of physics that he calls paleophysics.
Okay, let's hope it's not that, because if that's the case, every nation on the planet is going to be fighting over this thing.
To focus energy as a scalar weapon. The cylindrical wells could be conduits for energy or sound waves, and the cubic structures might serve as energy storage or stabilization units, akin to components in a large-scale weapon or generator. And the detection of vibrations in the pyramid's internal structures reflects all of these ideas. The Khafre project hopes to plan an excavation in order to discover more about this underground structure. But history shows that this will be very difficult to get approval for. Greg Reese reporting.
Okay, and finally we're going to move to the last bit with Alex Jones, where he discusses the tallest building on the planet.
You're still here. I'm glad you stayed for those two great reports. We looked it up during the clips, and the Burj Khalifa in Dubai is the tallest building in the world right now. It's 0.8 kilometers. So the Great Pyramid, if it wasn't buried, or it's at the same site, the second largest pyramid in the world is actually the biggest. And it's not just the biggest there, it's the biggest building in the world. Wow. Incredible information. Again, I'll be covering more tomorrow on my show, 11 a.m. Central. Be sure and follow me right here on X at Real Alex Jones.
Okay, that's incredible. That's incredible. I mean, this should be like the biggest news story of the year, of the past 10 years. I mean, I cannot wait for them to excavate it. I can't wait to find out more about it. I mean, it's obviously some kind of generator. And they tried to tell us it was some tomb for a pharaoh. That's crazy. Wow. But anyway, guys, that's the video. If I find out anything else, I'll try to update y'all. If y'all find out anything, let me know in the comments below. And if there's anything huge that I missed, please let me know also in the comments below. And please hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy.